Republican Speaker MAGA Mike Johnson is getting ripped to shreds by MAGA Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene on The View on ABC on Election Day. I can't believe I'm even saying that sentence, but Marjorie Taylor Greene went on The View, and here's what she had to say about MAGA Mike Johnson. She goes, "I yelled at Mike Johnson last week. I hope he finally gives us a single healthcare policy. I shouldn't have to go into a SCIF, a sensitive compartmented information facility where there may be classified information in order to find out what the Republican healthcare plan is." And then the View host said, "But do you think maybe, Marjorie, that there is no healthcare plan and that's why they're not showing it to you?" To which Marjorie Taylor Greene responds, "You know what? I believe that's the truth. And I think that that's a failure. I don't think MAGA Mike and the Republicans have a plan." It's coming from Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie Taylor Greene then says, "The worst thing that I just can't get over right now is that we are not working right now in the House of Representatives." She goes, "The American people are working. You ladies right here at The View are working. I want to be working, but Mike Johnson is not letting us return to work." And she goes, "I put that criticism directly on the Speaker of the House. It's an embarrassment. He's an embarrassment to me that we are not in session right now." She then goes on to say the following. She goes, "I'm with the women. I feel very comfortable saying this. I am sick and tired of the pissing contests in Washington, D.C. between the men. I really am." And she says, with MAGA Mike Johnson and Senator Thune and all of these MAGA Republicans who are continuing to push this shutdown. She doesn't mention Trump's name, but she seems to be implying there, Donald Trump as well, that this is a pissing contest in Washington with men and that the Republicans are not showing healthcare plans and they're not allowing the House of Representatives to do their work. Then on the Epstein files, she says, "Yeah, I think there's a cover up." She goes, "I'm not sure why it's taking place, but clearly MAGA Mike Johnson," she refers to him as Speaker Johnson, but clearly Speaker Johnson and others right now are seeming to be protecting very rich and powerful men. She goes, "It's absolutely horrendous conduct by Mike Johnson and these Republicans." She's like, "I don't like their behavior. I don't know what's going on." She goes, "I stand with the survivors, and that's why I'm going to read the names of all of the survivors on the House floor as soon as we can get back into session." And she goes, "I don't know why Mike Johnson is not allowing us to get back into session." And then she calls out all the MAGA Republican paid social media influencers on The View. She goes, "I think that there's a lot of paid social media influencers, and I find it very interesting that they're all of these MAGA accounts, but they're all paid to attack me. Even when I announced I was coming on The View, they attack me. When I call for the release of the Epstein files, they attack me. When I call for the release of healthcare plans, they attack me. When I say we shouldn't be ripping away healthcare from the American people, these MAGA Trump accounts, they keep attacking me. They attack me over and over again. And as soon as I announce them coming on the show, they attack me." And she calls out these MAGA Republican influencers and says that they're bad and that they should not be trusted. So that's what she said this morning. Now, how did MAGA Mike Johnson respond? MAGA Mike Johnson is asked, "Well, don't you think it's a bad look while the Republicans are depriving the American people of SNAP as Donald Trump's regime? They first were only giving half the benefits of SNAP to people, even though the court said, give everybody their full SNAP benefits." Then Donald Trump posted this morning that he's giving no SNAP benefits. He goes, "I will not give any SNAP benefits, food stamps, until the government is open." Well, it's your shutdown, Donald. So you're going to starve people to death. That's what Donald Trump posted this morning. And MAGA Mike's response was, because the question was, don't you think it's a bad look that while American people are starving, Donald Trump is throwing a great Gatsby-themed roaring 20s party with the slogan, "A little party never killed nobody," while healthcare is being ripped away from 20 plus million Americans and 42 million Americans are losing their SNAP benefits. And then MAGA Mike's like, It's an obligatory tradition. Trump was obligated, okay, to throw that party. I kid you not. MAGA Mike said it was obligatory, that Trump was obligated to throw the Gatsby themed party. Here, play this clip.
So, yeah. You talk about the split screen between the Democrats are doing what the Republicans are doing. What about the split screen about the fact that the Trump administration is administering only part of the SNAP program while President Trump is having a Gatsby party at Mar-a-Lago?
I reject the premise of the question. Let me talk about SNAP. Okay. By the way, the president had an annual Halloween themed party every year at Mar-a-Lago. That's what he went back to as obligatory tradition. And I just discount what you're trying to do there. The SNAP benefit is a very important question. The White House has bent over backwards, as we've recounted here every morning, to make sure that Americans' pain is mitigated as much as possible, reduced as much as possible. So we got the troops paid. They made creative solutions for that. The WIC funding for women, infants, and children. And SNAP came to a legal crossroads because the legal analysis said that you could not use the contingency fund if the underlying fund was not flowing. I've explained that into detail here multiple times. Two courts disagreed. So what did the president do? In good faith, showing again that he's willing to bend over backwards to help the American people when Democrats are not, he went to the court and said, fine, show me how to do it because we don't see the path. And so the courts have ordered that. They filed a brief yesterday or some response yesterday in the court that they'll give as much as is there. Remember, the contingency fund only has roughly $5 billion, and it costs roughly $9 billion for a month of SNAP benefits. So I think the arrangement is they're going to give half, at least half, to everyone. But here's the problem: it's very complex. Is that it's administered through the states, and you have to recalculate all the allocations and how the checks go out. It's not, you can't just flip a switch and do that. It's a lot of work that goes into it. So I can tell you that the president is dialed in on this. The president is trying to protect and cover the American people, as he always does. The president is trying to get the government open again.
They're obligated to party, everybody. He's obligated to play golf. He's obligated to tear down the east wing of the White House. He's obligated to build a ballroom, a golden ballroom. He's obligated. What are you talking about? Just make things more affordable to the American people, whereas right now inflation is surging. Keep people's health care in place. What the hell are you doing? Keep people's SNAP benefits in place. What the hell are you doing? Then MAGA Mike's just like, look. We all know right here on election day that for anybody who's losing their benefits, for anybody who wants good health care, we're the party for you. The Republican Party is the party for you. Here's what MAGA Mike says. Here, play this clip.
Anyone who is being made to suffer because the services, the health services you rely upon, or the food and nutrition supplement for your family, anyone who is hurting, you have a home in the Republican Party. You have people here who are elected by their constituents to come and do their job, and they do it. They're voting to support you, to make these programs available, to ensure that the people in need have them. And the Democrats, by stark contrast, are doing the exact opposite.
What are you talking about, MAGA Mike? And then MAGA Mike is asked, so are there any negotiations taking place on the Senate to try to maybe open up government and force a vote on extending the Affordable Care Act tax credits? Are you aware of that, MAGA Mike? And MAGA Mike's like, I don't know anything. I know as much as you do. Remember, I'll show you this clip in a second. First, play this clip.
There's been reports of bipartisan talks from senators to reopen the government and to move forward on ACA votes. Are you or other top House GOP members in the loop of these conversations? Are you present in these meetings?
No, not present in the meetings. I know about as much about it as you do. I know there are, we hope, we pray, a handful of moderate and centrist Democrats left in among the Democrats in the Senate, where the whole country is counting upon them.
Here was the montage that CNN made of MAGA Mike not recalling anything or not knowing anything about the stuff that Donald Trump does. You know that Donald Trump said he didn't know the billionaire crypto guy he pardoned who pled guilty to money laundering involving like Hamas and Al-Qaeda and terrorist groups. And I don't know anything about it. Do you know anything about this, MAGA Mike? I don't know anything about it. Did you know that Donald Trump posted videos of himself defecating on peaceful protests? I haven't seen anything. Here, play this CNN montage. They did a good job here. Play this clip.
Listen, you're shut down.
I don't know anything about that. I didn't see the interview. You have to ask the president about that. I don't know any of the details of that yet. I just heard about that literally. I was walking in. I don't know the details about that. I've just read it. I didn't talk with him about that. I don't know the latest developments. That's the first I've heard of that. I don't know anything about it. I don't know what you're talking about with the children. I haven't seen that, so I'm not going to comment on it.
Should also be noted as well that during this MAGA Mike press conference, Lori Chavez DeRemer, the anti-labor secretary, she's a labor secretary, but she hates labor. She got up and she spoke, and she says, it's not just SNAP we're taking away. Your unemployment insurance is next. Here, play this clip.
As far as the Department of Labor goes, as was mentioned, when we're talking about the SNAP program, one of the other programs that we're definitely concerned about, and we've sent letters out to all 50 states, is unemployment insurance. As delivered by those states, that will be the next thing that we have to be concerned about. If people stop receiving their unemployment insurance, will be another detrimental fact to the American workforce. So that is what we're focused on now.
We know you're taking away people's Medicaid, their health care, their unemployment insurance. Sean Duffy says all airports across the country, or a lot of airports, are going to have to be shut down. You're taking away people's SNAP benefits. I get it. You're sending ICE agents to disappear human beings and put them into concentration camps. I get it. You hate America. We understand. You hate America. You hate this country. You hate people. Hate is in your heart. I understand. And then she's asked, so what do you think about these ICE raids? Are you okay? What about these ICE raids if they take place in MAGA Mike's district, where they disappear people and throw them into concentration camps? And here's what Lori Chavez DeRemer said. Play this clip.
Real quick, do you support ICE raids in districts like Speaker Johnson's district and the Republicans up here on stage in the agriculture and hospitality sectors?
Well, one of the things we focus on is all of the programs in order to support the American people. Certainly, the president has been clear. We secured that border. We're going to continue to work on behalf of this administration to focus on the American people, American first policies, and the American workforce. Thank you.
Thank you.
What about LSU?
Thank you.
By the way, we even heard earlier from Adelita Grijalva, Congresswoman-elect Grijalva, who has not been sworn in by MAGA Mike Johnson. And she was asked, what do you make of all of this? And Grijalva's like, well, when I won the election, lots of people were saying, you're never going to be sworn in because they want to cover up the Epstein files, and you're going to sign the discharge petition. And Grijalva's like, yeah, when they said that to me after I won the election, what was like 2 months ago at this point, she's like, I thought that was going to be like a kind of like a conspiracy theory. I didn't think it was true. And she's like, but it's true. They're hiding the Epstein files, so they're not swearing me in as a congresswoman. There's a government shutdown because they're trying to protect Trump, whose name is all over the Epstein files, and all these other rich and powerful men. So they're not swearing in a congresswoman. That's what MAGA Mike's doing. As Leader Jeffries calls it, the PPP, the Pedo Protection Program, the PPP, Pedo Protection Program. Here's what Adelita Grijalva says. Here, play this clip.
I never thought that, and I didn't think that initially. It's very conspiracy theory. Someone came up to me literally on election night and said, he's not going to swear you in because of those files. And I thought, no, that can't be it. And here we are, 41 days today that I have been waiting to be sworn in.
41 days since you were elected. You've been waiting to do your job.
And by the way, you've seen the reporting that we've done after the New York Times and Wall Street Journal got their hands on those suspicious activity reports from JP Morgan Chase regarding Jeffrey Epstein. $1 billion in money laundering was being investigated by that Republican United States Attorney Alex Acosta back in 2007. That sweetheart deal pushed aside the $1 billion money laundering. So that's all over the Epstein files as well. What the hell's going on there? So release the file. And by the way, Acosta was Donald Trump's labor secretary, and he was the guy who testified before the Oversight Committee in a deposition recently. And he said, I don't know anything about financial crimes relating to Epstein. $1 billion in money laundering. And then the suspicious activity report talked about Russian bank accounts. Well, thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. I'm Ben Meiselas. This is the MeidasTouch Network. Election day, go out and vote.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.